When preparing to work with a firm of accountants, I conducted our standard pre-session survey, which enables us to customise programs to focus on the ideas and strategies that will enable those attending to fast-track their productivity. One of the questions I asked was, what is the one thing that if you knew it, understood it, or felt it would make attending this session valuable to you? The response surprised me. The attendees simply wanted to know how to freeze panes, which basically means how to lock the column or row headings in a spreadsheet to ensure when you view it on screen, the labels at the top of the list continue to display as you scroll down. Now, this attendee could easily have gone to Google or YouTube for an answer, but they had so much to do, they just hadn't found the time. An important note, this tip is particularly useful if you're like a lot of organisations I work with who are analysing and manipulating large volumes of data. Watch tip number 5 to see what freeze panes is and how to set it up.
When working in Excel 2016, there'll be times where you have long lists of data like what we have on the screen, and when you scroll down you'll notice the column headings disappear. What we want to do is freeze this top row. So you can do this by going to the View tab and choosing Freeze Panes. Now you have 3 different options. Freeze panes freezes from this point onwards. So in this case it would freeze everything above this cell where I'm currently situated and everything to the left. This could be really handy if perhaps you have a budget that goes beyond what you can see on the screen. You've got options to freeze the first column. So for example, if this was a budget, you might have the line items here that you want to display regardless of how far across the screen you scroll. The most common one is to freeze top row. So I'm going to click on that and you'll find that that first row, as soon as I scroll down, is now locked. When you save a file, that freezing of panes is automatically saved as well. To unfreeze the panes, click Freeze Panes, Unfreeze Panes. Say for example I want to freeze everything to the left and everything above. I can go to Freeze Panes and Freeze Panes. Column headings are fixed, but you'll notice as I scroll over to the right hand side, columns A and B remain visible at all times. Control Home takes you back to where the Freeze Panes starts, and to unfreeze it, Freeze Panes, Unfreeze Panes. So that's how you freeze and unfreeze panes in Excel 2016.
Whilst freeze panes is a simple tip, it's the simplest things that we waste time on. For tips like this, we don't need to do intensive Excel training. We just want to find out how right now. When I ask people what they do when they need help with Excel, over 90% of the responses I hear are, I Google it. Whilst Google is awesome for finding things, there are 2 things it does. First, Google finds things, usually 1 million or more. Then you have to work out how they apply to your workplace. Secondly, if you aren't careful, you enter the Google black hole. You get distracted by other things and before you know it, half an hour's gone.